Red Dead Redemption 2 is shaping up to be another legendary release in Rockstar's grand catalogue of legendary releases, but to say that the studio have gotten everything right during their existence would be letting them off lightly, to say the least. Grand Theft Auto 5, what many would consider to be the jewel in Rockstar's crown, was a triumph when it released in 2013. It also wasn't without its issues, with the game's multiplayer mode, GTA Online, falling afoul of criticism as it gradually developed into a cash cow of monolithic proportions. Red Dead Online can change all of this though by learning from both the good and bad of its predecessor and taking notes from the community. I'm Ewan, and let's get stuck into 5 things Red Dead Redemption 2 must fix from GTA Online. Number 5, the inflation of virtual currency. Make no mistake, GTA Online undoubtedly improved as the years went by. The addition of heist proved to be a massive success when they eventually did arrive, and gradually with each update, a community began to develop. New cars, clothing, and gameplay features all helped keep GTA moving forward, but with the need to strive for bigger and better things, Rockstar lost sight of what made those initial updates so successful: their accessibility. Unfortunately, from 2015 onwards, GTA Online's economy inflated on an exponential scale. In order for players to access the new content, most of which became predicated on a high society theme, they either had to grind for hours doing heists or grind for hours completing the same sequence of missions included in the base game. The easier option was to buy a shark card using real-life currency, and though these updates were all technically free, the only players who had a chance of reaping their benefits either had the time to grind or didn't mind forking out money to get an instant injection of cash, which then perpetuated the cycle all over again. Eventually, those able to fully enjoy Online's DLC became a very exclusive club, with Rockstar having effectively put up a paywall in front of their free updates. Needless to say, Red Dead Online needs to change this, ditch the high life themes, the gold-plated merch, and get on with making a compelling online world players can return to without having to worry about grinding out for the next update. Number 4, make heists a focus. It's absolutely bonkers to think that it took Rockstar over a year to introduce heists to GTA Online, and yet that was very much the case. 4 ended up being included in that initial update, and what was there was enjoyable, even if the idea of planning your own caper was never taken to a genuinely compelling conclusion. The problem, however, was that there simply wasn't enough of them. The Doomsday DLC suffered from the aforementioned paywall problem, and at no point did heists ever afford the player the level of freedom one would expect when planning their own caper. The solution to this would be to open up heists to the community. Let players plan their own getaways from the prep phase all the way to the conclusion, and introduce a resource where people can open up a page, look for the kind of heist they're after, and download it. Such an approach worked wonders for Halo back in the day, and if Rockstar gave players the tools to truly personalize their own Western heists, Red Dead Online would genuinely be incredible. Number 3, ditch the weapon wheel altogether. For Red Dead Redemption 2 single player, Rockstar have opted to lose the weapon wheel altogether. Gone are the days of your protagonist being able to pull out an absolute whopper of an RPG from their coat pocket. Now, players genuinely have to think about what kind of weapons they want to carry, and about what playstyle they want to use as well. But while this may be the case for the game's single player, we're yet to learn if the same approach will manifest in its online components. One of the biggest issues with GTA Online was that each player was effectively an army of one. They could do so much, and with a weapon for every occasion, it made confrontations dull, repetitive, and fatally boring. Imagine this though. You assemble a posse of all your friends, and each one of them has their own specialty. There'd be a marksman, someone who preferred close quarters fighting, and potentially even a gunslinger, giving players the scope to tailor their own experience and not only providing a more gratifying style of co-op gameplay, but one that seamlessly translates the vision of the single player to the multiplayer too. Number 2, introduce different ways of making money. As was previously mentioned, making money in GTA Online, particularly in its latter stages, proved to be needlessly repetitive. You could do heists, the same old missions over and over again, or engage in update-specific jobs which required a massive investment before turning a profit. Those two were marred by the fact they had to be completed in a public session, and it's ultimately what left many players with no alternative but to either quit the game for good, or to invest in microtransactions. We've already seen how Red Dead 2 will present Arthur Morgan with various opportunities to make his way in the world, including tracking down bounties or completing busy work for various citizens. There's gambling too, which would be interesting to factor into online play, and with a living, breathing ecosystem to hunt and trade, one could only hope that Rockstar don't make the same mistake they did in GTA Online and take wildlife out of the equation altogether. Either way, ensuring Red Dead Online has a world to live in, and for there to be plenty of opportunities to generate in-game currency is of key importance. Number 1. Meaningful PvP interactions. When it came to GTA Online, interactions with other players were difficult. You could shoot at each other, interact with a few gestures and drive around, but that was about it, unless you forked out the extra moolah for a yacht or a gold-plated jet. Red Dead Online can change this for the better though. Considering the single player is placing such a massive emphasis on being able to interact with everyone in it, be it with the tip of your hat or the raising of your firearm, it makes perfect sense to translate that approach to the multiplayer too. It wouldn't be without combat, of course. The defining image of the Old West was built on the idea of duels, and so players should be able to do just that. The idea, however, is that online should evolve into an open platform where caution is rewarded and toxic behavior is well dealt with. That's how you develop a new community. And that was our list. What changes do you think should make their way to Red Dead Online? Please do let us know down in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and then head back over to whatculture.com/gaming, where you can find more of this sort of thing every day. As always, I've been Ewan. You can follow me on Twitter at EwanRuinsThings if you, well, want stuff ruined for you. But regardless, I shall see you next time. Bye!